Alright, so as we jump into Lightroom here, we're going to be going from this to this. This is my Dark Academia mood board, and you can see the kind of colour ranges that these Dark Academia sort of photos use. Lots of very dark colours, they're quite muted in areas. I find that a lot of the light colours are kind of maybe influenced from this sort of like Greek and Roman statue stuff, you know, there's like a tungsten light shining on here. It's kind of giving it a bit like a gold tinge. On another way, sort of like, I don't know, bone white feel. So very, very golden. Like that feel. Then see here, there's a very like kind of like dark colours, very muted dark wood stuff. It's quite rich mahogany in the violin sort of things here. This red I'm finding is kind of like features a lot. You know, sort of like the leather of the shoes, this kind of burgundy in the sock here, richness of the piano down there. So all these kind of warmish colours, dark, muted, warms, we'll have a play. And this is a photo from my friend Annie, very nice photographer. And I've got her raw here, so we should be able to just sort of play with this quite a bit. I find it's quite dark to start off with here, so I might just play with the exposure a little bit. Find this somewhere where I can see what I'm doing a bit better. I'm going to pull the contrast down because if we have a look in here, they are quite contrasty, but I want to sort of like build up the colours first and then bring in the contrast later. So I'll bring this all the way down, and if you hold Alt as you drag these along, you can see where it starts to clip. So any kind of, you see the white sort of speckling in here. I want to bring it just before that, and then I'll play around here and just sort of get a feel for what's happening. Same again on the shadows, find where the clip is, it's all the way down here, so we've got a lot to play with actually on this one. So I might just bring it out so I can just see what's in the shadows here, but not too dark. Go back out again on the whites, Alt, clipping, so anything under here is good. I'm gonna, I don't find that things are too kind of blown out in their highlights, they seem to be reasonably balanced for the most part. You know, we can always add the contrast later and make everything kind of darker. Around here is feeling good. Let's just zoom in on this, see where we can go to. About here. And then I'll bring in the contrast now. Bit better balance now. Temperature wise, it seems pretty good, but we can just see what's playing here. Again, you see a lot of these warm colours, so we can just push the temperature around and bring in some warmth. So I might go to somewhere like here. And it does most of the job for us. Vibrance and saturation I like to play off against each other. If I put up one of them, I know I push the other one down. Kind of find saturation's a bit kind of too strong too quickly, whereas vibrance gives you a little bit more. I should probably look into what they each do specifically, but see if I jack this up, it kind of does it, but you know, about halfway this one's already overdone. So I think maybe I'll bring saturation a little bit low and then put vibrance up just even further, kind of mute the effect of it. Seems alright. Texture clarity dehaze, I think you should do that to taste, and the tone curve we'll come back to later. Into this hue one, this is where we're going to do quite a lot of the colourings. So red, orange and yellow, they can affect the skin colour, so if we zoom in here and just see what it's doing. On the red we can see it's, you know, if we bring it up here, it really makes him look quite, I don't know, muted and stuff. I think I like a little bit more red in his skin. Orange is going to do the majority, so I'm going to leave that alone, I think. Yellow, we'll zoom out for this one a bit, just see what it's doing in the background there. I think I might just warm it up just slightly. Green. Now greens, they don't seem to feature too much in my selection here, so I think it's safe to say we're going to put that over to the yellow side. Maybe, yeah, I don't like to go too extreme with these because we're going to get to something at the bottom here which is going to again mess the colours a lot. So if we want to make this so it's a preset that we can use in other sort of photos, doing this can really be too extreme and mess with things too much. So kind of, you know, go around here. Aqua, I don't think that's too much in there. It's a bit in the sky. Might just leave it alone. Blue, again, leave it alone. So these ones can just be left there. Saturation. If we come in here, the red and the browns are quite saturated, but then the difference between these guys is going to be hard to sort of pull out. So why don't we go with orange being a bit more saturated and yellow being a bit desaturated. You can see what it's doing there. Again, not too much. Keep it quite subtle. Mainly hitting the skin. Red. On his lips, I guess. Yeah, we'll just do it a little bit. Green. Maybe we will going with mute this a little bit. Okay, and we'll leave these guys alone. Luminance is going to really brighten everything up a bit, so why don't we kind of come a little bit here. Orange in the skin, do we want to brighten his skin or not? So we can darken this and make it richer. How does that feel? It's a bit too... yeah, I think I'll go with that. Blue, again nothing. Oh, a bit in the collar here. So why don't we bring this up a bit more. I'll desaturate the blue a lot and maybe just here. Feels alright. Nothing's happening here, so we'll leave that alone. Split toning. You normally kind of want to go, if you put orange, now I'm holding Alt again here. If you find an orange, we'll put that in the highlights, and then to contrast it, a teal. And then just push them up a little bit each. And we can balance that, and then we're kind of playing with the Hollywood orange and teal look when we do this. Maybe just a really subtle one. Again, kind of just do it to taste. Noise reduction if you need it. Vignette, this would be worth doing. Puts a lot of darkness in the forest. The vibes there, these trees and stuff. Maybe just a little bit of grain. Gives it a bit of a vintagey feel. And then calibration down here. This one can really make things go a bit extreme. You can see how it just messes everything around a bit. But I quite like what it does. Let's make everything very red and then very green. So that could be good to play with. Yeah, really tweaking his skin's getting affected. So you could, you maybe use the brush and put the skin colour back in again. But I'm trying to think of this as like a preset or, a filter for other photos. So again, I'm going to not go too extreme with this. That seems cool. Let's see what red's doing. Yeah, seems interesting. So let's see how we've come from this to this. It'd be really good to get some of this rich red and stuff in there. It might be a bit of a Photoshop job. Maybe I'll come back up here to our hues. I think I'm liking how that's turned out. So let's do a little bit of these curves now. Right, so if I get a point kind of around here and around here, and we'll bring the blacks up and just this will kind of mute them. See how that's kind of going grey? We kind of put it a bit here, I guess, and just play with this one. And then balance out the middle a bit more. Let's jump out. And then this will affect the highlights. Just going to pull it down, it should kind of grey it out. You see it's doing that. Okay. Let's come back to our vibrance and see if this is going to do anything now. A bit more. Alright. So if I come in here, I should be able to create myself a little preset. Now, and I think on these you want to kind of you'll cater these a lot to the photo you've got, but I think I'll actually copy across the contrast and yeah, tone curve. I think I'll keep that. All this lot don't have to worry about. These ones cool. Noise reduction lens. Yeah, so why don't we call this Dark Academia, and then this will be dark green to muted warms. So that's in here now. Let's see how it applies to some other photos. No. Not too bad on that one. That works fine. It's kind of interesting. Yeah. No. Yep, that works, cool. And yeah, I guess that would be alright. So, not too bad. Yeah, pretty happy with that. It's quite a nice aesthetic. What do you reckon? If there's any other styles you want me to go through, future tutorials, let me know in the comments. If this was useful, definitely hit a like. If you're not already subscribed, then subscribe. And of course, ring that bell so that I can bother you with my videos. I post every Monday, but every now and then I might drop a Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, who knows. Hit the bell, turn all the notifications on, and we'll catch you next time. Have a nice day.